So this is the first international flight after a very long time, and I hope it all ends up well. Cheers to Sri Lankan Airlines. Here we are in Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport in Mumbai, and the flight is ready to take off. And here we come with Hoyuboon Vanakkam. We land here in Sri Lanka. We have just landed in Bandaranaike International Airport in Colombo. This is slightly a delayed landing. We were supposed to land at around 10:30 or so. So it's already 12:30 a.m. So we are delayed by 2 hours. I don't know if we'll get a chance to step outside the airport, but let's try. There it says Bandaranaike International Airport. This is how it looks. Oh, we are officially welcome to Sri Lanka. Something really favorable happened. So they were saying that without a hotel voucher we'd not let you out, given that the transit is in about 8 hours. And finally the officer was kind enough to let me go through, saying that you need to be back in the airport within 3 hours, and he let me finally with his seal here. So here we are, our first official seal. This is the arrival gate in Bandaranaike International Airport. What I'm gonna try is look at Uber if there is something that we can get for a few hours rental, and we can roam around the city if that's gonna be made possible. Okay, let's check that out. Buddha statues and photos are everywhere. This is just outside the airport. There was one inside which I didn't shoot. So it says Colombo 29 kilometer in the milestone behind it. When I inquired about Uber, so they said to go to Colombo and come back, it'll charge around they'll be charging around 14,000 Lankan rupee for a few hours. Given that I would not be able to see much, it's more of just going into the city and coming back. It might not make sense. So I don't think that's gonna make sense to pay 14,000 and then for the cab. I perhaps will come a bit later. This is a beautiful country which needs to be explored at its own pace. I do not want to rush it through. So let me just take a stroll, figure out what's in store. We'll just go meet a couple of locals and then see. Not sure who's gonna be awake at 12. It's 1. Okay, here I'll probably withdraw some cash. That might help us. So there were this auto drivers. They call it tuk-tuk here, and they were hustling, saying that come with us and then we'll drop you wherever you want. Okay. Seems like there is also a bus stop close by, and they said you could also come with us and then we'll go there. However, I prefer to walk, given that I don't have cash on me. I'd probably enter an ATM, withdraw some cash, and then we'll see if we can go to some place close by and be back. We have our flight at 8, so I'm thinking somewhere around 5:36 should be a good time to enter, since we don't really have much things to do, just the security, and then we are in. The roads are well maintained. I don't know perhaps if it's going to be the case everywhere, but definitely the roads adjoining the airport is well maintained, without any potholes, and also Even the footpath is pretty good for the pedestrians. So I am finding it very nice. Another one that I found is with respect to the weather. It feels very similar to Bangalore weather. I thought it's gonna be humid, but I'm not able to feel that humidity. Perhaps, if we get closer to the beach, it might be higher or so. We might be about a kilometer or two away from the beach, I believe. So, not sure if there's the majestic Sri Lankan flag flying. We'll still keep walking. I think we are about 500 meters away from the airport. We'll still keep walking and seeing what all lies ahead of us. And here it says Friendship Road, Bandaranaike International Airport, but they haven't given description of what it means. It just says New Friendship Road of Bandaranaike Airport was ceremonially declared open on 20th November 2023. Not sure what the occasion is. I've been meeting a couple of folks as I stroll through, so they're confused whether I'm neither a Sri Lankan nor a touristy Indian, right? Because I'm carrying a very light backpack. No one would come with just one small backpack like this, with no check-in luggage and so on, right? So they are pretty much able to make that I'm an Indian, but they're wondering like, what is this guy doing? Let's keep everyone so. But otherwise, they are sweet people here. I was expecting a lot of push from the hustling auto drivers, but it's not the case. They're very sweet. They just asked me where am I from, and then they were ready to help in all ways. So beautiful country, beautiful people. Just that we don't have much time. A dedicated time again is when we will be here, and then we'll spend a lot more. So we have the crescent moon, much more than the crescent, and probably these are cargo terminals. It says cargo here, cargo village. And here I wasn't sure whether there was another road that deviated, whether Colombo was that way. Perhaps it could be, but even here it says Colombo, and then there is a highway, and then there is also Negombo. Seems like this is another I don't know whether it's a city or a town, but I've seen this on the map as well. There's a signage here which says three-wheelers, motorcycles, tractors, carts and pedestrians are not allowed to enter the expressway. I believe expressway starts a bit after this. We might not be able to enter that. Let's go as much as possible and then return back to the airport. Surprisingly, this is what it looks. So there's a Hindi ad saying Bellagio Casino, Asia ka #1 premium casino. Right? I think there are a lot of Indians visiting. Perhaps they would want to attract them. I could see the signage in Urdu as well a bit later. Looks like there is a casino close by. Welcome to Sri Lanka. And here one thing that perplexes me while we take this walk is just to know about whether Indians need a visa to enter. There was visa on arrival counter. They gave me this arrival card, but I'm transiting, so I didn't pay anything. However, for others it's $25. Not sure if it is still visa free for Indians. It was until 31st March 2024 for some time. Again, it wasn't the case always. You still had to pay something, but they did change it for a while. Not sure if that's still the case. I couldn't get an answer for that. Maybe next time when we come, we'd need to figure that out. So there's a railway track crossing. Not sure, but I see a signboard that says Airport to Colombo, Lankan rupee 5,000. Seems like that's the standard price because the Uber guy also told me the same. To go to Colombo it's 5,000, to come back 5,000, and another 4,000 to show around the places. Probably a good price, but bad timings. The GPS on the other phone is actually working probably on an offline downloaded map, and here it says Kattunayaka South Railway Station. Um, 39, April 18th. So looks like if we go, this is how much we have come from the airport. If we go an equal distance, probably we'll end up in a beach likely. Let's see if that's possible. You could see the flights take off. This is another Sri Lankan Airlines flight. We've come quite far. At least about 2 to 3 kilometers, I believe. We should have walked so much. And this seems like a expressway, or perhaps the one which connects Negumbo to Colombo kind of road. This is where they said you will get a bus if you would want to go to Colombo late night. I don't see a bus stop per se, but given that it's already 1:54, I might not want to risk it. 8:15 is when we have our flight back. So here it says Colombo, 26.5 kilometer on this road. On the E03, I think that's the expressway. It says 30.7 kilometers. And that might be the expressway where pedestrians are not allowed. And here we are. It says rent a car, but it seems like it's closed. I don't think we'll be able to rent a car now. There's an ATM, we can go and perhaps check that out. Here it says Vijaya Kumara Tunga Samadhi. Not sure who it is. Perhaps let me search about them. There is a path which goes like this. I'm assuming that this might lead to the beach. If there is a good road, let's take this, otherwise we'll return back. As of now, at least I could see a good small road which is heading. Probably these are residential areas, and there should be, I don't know if it's a quarters or something like that, of employees close by. That might be a gate. Well, there are a lot of stray dogs, and even the pet dogs do not want to risk my life for the sake of adventure here. Perhaps let me return back. That's going to be the best option. Look what I found. There's a cycle brand, Agarbatti, which is famous in South India, perhaps in India, and it has its factory here as well. So it is Sugandha Industries Private Limited, Negumbo Road, Kattunayake. Seems like they also manufacture incense sticks here. Here is a statue of Lord Buddha and Jesus Christ. Here it says a bit more, Canada Friendship Road. Probably what we saw on the other area which said Friendship Road is probably referring to this, I guess. Alright, it's time to head back to the airport. So we'll go back, it's about 2.7 kilometers. I'll take another stroll. Given that I'm not sleepy, so we can probably take the stroll and get there. By the way, this fueling station that we saw is all for private vehicle. So it says something around 371 price per liter. I think it should be the Lankan rupees. So it's 371 rupees, Lankan rupees for 1 liter of petrol. Not sure about the conversion since I don't remember it between Indian rupees and Sri Lankan rupees. But to me, I don't think it's going to be 1:3. So in India, it's 100 rupees. So in Sri Lanka, it's 371. I'm sure that this is much more costlier than India. Here is a tourist service center. One thing that I really like here is arrival welcome dancing group. So if you would want someone to dance as soon as you arrive, this is the number that you would need to contact. There's a railway station here. It says Bandaranaike Airport Railway Station, Kattanaike. Seems like there would be trains during the daytime. This is right outside the airport. There's a ticketing counter, but it's all barricaded, so I do not want to cross it and go. It seems like there is a good way of reaching Colombo via train as well. This is what the bus says. It says Kalmunai, Kattunayakka and Colombo. Looks like this bus is probably a long distance one. Interestingly, there's an airport entry ticket for 500 Lankan rupees. Looks like they can accompany the visitor, the passengers. The visitors can accompany the passengers. It was a good shot stall outside, but this leaves me a lot of curiosity and a lot of hope and goodwill that I would want to continue. I'll come with family once to explore this a lot more, this beautiful city and country. A lot of money exchange. And this is Bank of Ceylon, Indian rupee 4.09. I didn't know that Indian rupee is worth 4 equivalent Sri Lankan rupees. That's quite good to know. So looks like the petrol prices were comparative. In India it's 100 rupees and here it's the case. Let's see, I don't see INR here. There was one more money exchange here. After entering the airport, it's a lot more cooler. It was not as humid as what I expected it to be outside, but again, walking the entire 6-kilometer stretch made me sweat. But now that we are inside, it's a lot more cooler inside the airport. So there was one security check as I entered, and looks like we can proceed to immigration. This is probably the queue for the baggage drop, which we don't need to. So let's get into the immigration and departure gates. I'm done with the immigration. They did not ask me anything, just that they did see this the ticket as well as my passport, and they stamped the embarked seal. Arrival on the same day and departed on the same day. Sri Lankan immigration stamp finally. Below the airport, there are a lot of lounges. This is by invitation, and then there is Serendiva Lodge, which we could have also stayed. And there are some more of these shopping places. I slept in this airport, one of the tables. I just laid down. But on the way, I again had to pass through the immigration desk. I mean, it was somewhere in the corner. So I went and inquired about the visa free for Indians, and they confirmed that it's still free until April 30th. So beyond April 30th, I think they're going to charge something. For now, it's free for Indians. Ideally, if I had not even applied for transit visa, I would have still got it. So we are bidding bye to Sri Lanka and boarding flight to Kathmandu now.